Hey guys, what is up? Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I used to do these a lot, but haven't in a long time. Gonna do an album review. Today, going to do 30 Seconds to Mars' new album, America. Uh, just came out a few days ago. I've been trying to listen to it a lot and kind of let it sit with me for a long time. 30 Seconds to Mars is one of my all-time favorite bands. A band that has been kind of quiet for a very long time. It's been 5 years since their last album, which I was a big fan of the last album. It took a while for it to grow on me, so that's kind of why I wanted to give this one a little bit of time too. This album has been kind of controversial in the sense that it's definitely a departure in sound for them. Not incredibly though. I think it's been blown out a little bit. I mean, since their first album, they've definitely played a lot with electronics and some poppier sounds. With This Is War, it grew, and with Love Lust, it grew a ton. I think if you look at their albums kind of on an evolutionary scale, this makes sense. Where Love Lust ended off, I think this picks up. This does have, if you remember Northern Lights and a few of those songs, it has very much that kind of vibe. It has some heavy electronics, some 808 drums, some trap beats, but it does have some acoustic instruments too. There are acoustic guitars towards the end of the album. There are acoustic drums towards the end of the album. I think this album has a very good flow. Some of my favorite tracks on this thing. Love is Madness kind of surprised me. I didn't think I'd love it. I like Halsey, but again, I wasn't sure how the 36 Smallers, Halsey, how that would morph together. It's really good. I have some of my own theories about it. It it reads off very much like an not so much a love song as an addiction song. People who are addicted to love, who really feel like they need to be around somebody, even if that person is bad for them. Great Wide Open, a song that goes back a long time. I know years and years ago they had played this on some sound checks and some live shows back in the day. I think it was written around the This Is War time frame. I really dig that song. Remedy has Shannon Leto singing, which did not expect at all. It's just acoustic guitar and Shannon singing. It's very good. Very strong song that I was not expecting at all. I don't believe I've heard him sing before, and I definitely haven't heard him on the main 30 Seconds to Mars album as the main vocalist, so that was great. Live Like a Dream feels like it's straight off Love Lust. Like, it feels like it could have been off of that album cycle in a good way. It reminds me a lot of like songs kind of in the vein of Do or Die. Has that kind of very 30 Seconds to Mars optimistic, hopeful, grandiose sound. And Rider might be one of my all-time favorite 30 Seconds to Mars songs. Walk on Water, Dangerous Night, Rescue Me, One Track Mind have all been on the rounds for a while now. They've been released as singles in some way since, I think, August last year. So I think a lot of people are very familiar with those. But so those songs, you know if you love those, if you hate those. So for me, the album really goes in overdrive with the Monolith instrumental. I love that. It is one of the coolest instrumentals I've heard in a while. 30 Seconds to Mars on, I believe, especially the last two albums, I've had instrumental breaks and I've had these big, epic sounds where even if they haven't been instrumental, they've been very orchestral, very larger-than-life sounding moments, whether it be the intro to Love Lust, the intro to This Is War, the break in Love Lust. The Monolith intro, or the Monolith song, has a lot to that, and I know they're using that as an intro on the current Monolith tour. It's amazing. I think I mentioned the flow earlier. I think some of these songs flow together. So with Monolith and the Love Lust and in the Great Wide Open is incredible. I think Great Wide Open is going to become a fan favorite very quickly. I think there's a lot of fans that aren't giving this album maybe the chance because they've heard the electronic side, they've heard the poppier side. And yeah, there are electronics on, there is a poppier side. But I really do feel like this is an evolution of 30 Seconds to Mars and not the sellout people were worried that it was. Dawn Will Rise has an incredible message of evolution, of changing or dying. I think this whole album is them kind of doing a little bit of what Fall Out Boy did with their return album after their long break and hiatus, but in a very good way. I think, yes, this has poppy moments, and yes, this does have a lot of electronics to it, but I don't think that holds it back or the bad thing. If you're looking for the straight-up, old-school rock sound of 30 Seconds to Mars, that's not here. The spirit of it might be, but as far as if you're looking for heavy guitars and giant arena rock choruses, those aren't quite here in the traditional sense. They play a lot with walls of sound. They play a lot with these big sounds, but not so much guitar-driven sounds, which again I think is fine. I think people and bands definitely need to be able to have this freedom of expression and this forward momentum of art. You don't have to support it, you don't have to love it. On this case, I really do. I mean, I have listened to this album since it came out a lot. Uh, and the more I listen to it, the more I really love it. Like, there are certain songs on here. I mentioned Rider is definitely up in my favorite 30 Smart Songs period now. Great Wide Open, Dawn Will Rise. Really, the second half of this album is, to me, where it really comes alive. Everything from Monolith forward. I still love Walk on Water. I really dig Rescue Me. I think One Track Mind might be the weakest track on here. Interesting enough, I know the iTunes version and the digital version, it still has ASAP Rocky feature. The CD version doesn't. I pre-ordered concert tickets, so I got 2 of the CDs because I pre-ordered the concert tickets, and they came with a free pre-order of the album. So yeah, I have CDs of it, and CD version does not have it. I have to say, I kind of prefer that. I don't think the ASAP Rocky feature adds a lot to it, if I'm being completely honest. I think it just kind of is there. Doesn't add a ton to it. But one thing I love about the production on this, Love is Madness and Rider have these great breaks where they use silence as a weapon, and I love that. Some of the higher moments in the song where you go from cutting the music out and just having the vocals, cutting the vocals out, just having the music, and just having silence. It's used very well in a way that I appreciated a lot. I'm really digging this album, and I hope that fans out there are giving it a chance and coming at it with an open mind. It is very different, but I appreciate them taking that risk. Let me know below what you're thinking of it. I know this is kind of just a quick video, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there on it because the more I listen to it, the more I love it. And I really mean that. Like, it's gone from being just a curiosity, an excitement, to some of the songs really connecting with me on a meaningful level. And maybe it's where I'm just at in life right now that it's hitting me hard, but it's meaning a lot to me right now. I want to know what people out there are thinking of it. So let me know. Leave a comment below if you love it, if you hate it. What's your favorite song? What's your least favorite song? For me, I think Rider is a standout for me. I love that. But there's a lot of Hell of the Victor having some of the most political lines they've ever had before. Let me know below what you think of it. Like, subscribe, all that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you'd like me to do more of these. And I'll see you guys in another review soon. Thank you.